Okay, if you can believe it, this is our final part of our final class. This is class 7, visual storytelling for painters, part 2. Our first part was, I think, 8 hours long. But I really appreciate you guys all being here and keeping with it. And we have so much beautiful work to look through. Hard work. You guys have really done a lot. And so I'm excited. So let's go ahead and spotlight me, and let's go ahead and check out our Padlet page. Back to it. Okay, so I moved Eloise's, this is one of my favorite paintings you've ever done, Eloise. So I moved it up to the top of your section. If it's not your favorite, just move it back down. But I just think there's something really special going on there. Just that limited palette. And I know some of your, yeah, John Atkins. I know Atkinson. I know some of your influences. So, man, brilliant. And just creating these grays out of greens is just wonderful. So, anyways, enough about you. All right, Gail.
Wow.
Yes.
Yeah. No, I mean, Gail always inspires us. Just with, yeah, taking what I'm teaching or what, our, what do I say? Are just our influences that are conjoined, our tonalist influences and inspiration. And then Gail just takes it in whole other directions. Is this a photo that you took, Gail?
Yeah, that's kind of in the neighborhood on our street. And that was my reference photo, and it kind of goes along with the things that we've been talking about in class.
That is so cool.
Because it's got the horizontal shadow there.
Yeah, and I love this concave shape and this break. Yeah, this line, I would love to see, push this
And
line.
that's what I did. That's the reference photo, the underpaintings above it. So I moved.
Yeah.
Boom.
She moved
Isn't that
along.
fun? So Gail, tell me a little bit about that. Like, how do you take something that was such an obvious good photo, like a beautiful photo? Like if you
And
would have
mess it
painted
up?
it directly, it would have been great. And then you already just dissected it, changed it so completely. Like what goes through your head?
And I guess that's what I was referring to before about reference photos. It's a launching point, but I go down my own rabbit hole. And part of it is just memory or, going back to what is the feeling I'm after. But I liked the shape of the trees and I liked the flowers, but the flowers, were going the wrong way. So I just used them to lead back. So that's
yeah, and I see too that you broke the horizon line. So it was one direct line and you moved these trees further back.
And I like creating some distance.
Is that what it is? Is that what you're doing?
And then the start of the painting is above. And this is on a canvas that I don't like. I shouldn't say that because I'm really trying to learn to work with canvas. It's not my preferred. And I feel like I have to use a lot of paint with canvas, which I don't like doing, but this is my first color. So there's still a lot of work to be done.
So this seems a bit bleached out. Like I'm not seeing very many darks. Are you bringing darks
No.
back with the photo?
Yeah, I'm going to go back with the darks. I'm just trying to get some. That's part of my struggle with canvas. I'm just trying to get paint on it so that I have something I can work on. So, no, there's a lot of work to be done yet. This is more of the middle tones of everything. So there's not a lot of darks and there's not a lot of lights.
Yeah, that's true. If you squint your eye, it really goes towards the mids.
Yeah.
And when I say mids for students that haven't been with me, it's mid values. So
mid values. It's all mid values.
No darks, and if you
no night and no light lights.
Yeah. So if you stand your eye to the side, you can see white, and then you come back because this seems really light, but it's not there. Sorry, Gail, I didn't mean to interrupt. I'm just
no, you're exactly right. It's like I said, this is This is just the start of the painting, and I'm just trying to get some paint on the canvas. So, 'cause I don't like working on canvas. I need to, so I'm learning how to work on canvas as opposed to a board. And
I'm gonna do something really quickly. So everybody take a mental photo shot.
Mental?
Yep.
Because we're working in the
Guys.
same medium, I had a question for you.
mhm.
Do you find that because you're not using any water with your paint, right? You're just using the paint?
Yeah, and I use a little linseed oil with it because I like working on panels and I like the way the paint moves on a
And
panel.
I was going to ask you about linseed oil, because I can see that linseed oil is critical to get that more vibrant quality, but when you're on the canvas, it probably sucks that in, right?
Well, it allows me to move the paint around. So it's feeding into my illusion of the paint moving on a board.
Mhm. Mhm.
It makes it
Understand.
greasy, so I can move the paint around.
So I have questions, compliments, and
Can I ask a very basic question? Why bother with canvas if you like working on boards?
Because I have some galleries that prefer canvas.
me too.
And when
I have
and
about
that's
half that
annoying.
prefer canvas.
and at some point I'm gonna have to learn how to work with canvas. So
Right.
and I think we talked about this in the last class, not necessarily in this class, but I'm putting gambling ground on it to kind of fill it in, and gambling ground makes it a harder surface, so again it doesn't suck in, doesn't suck the paint in, doesn't suck the oil in. So I've been coating everything with gambling ground and then sanding it a little bit.
Right.
And then I use linseed oil to start with, again, to get a base of paint just on the can, just get the canvas covered with paint and let it dry so that I can feel like I can move and sneak up on things a little bit. And that's what you see there. It's just the first layer of paint and linseed oil, just getting the canvas covered. So now I can go in and fine tune, like the horizon line on the left-hand side or the right-hand side of the trees isn't right. And,
So
you know,
you're not starting with the darks, you are starting with the midtones. That's
starting
what
with the midtones. Mhm.
okay. Oops, we're
And,
seeing
Darlene was talking
No,
about her
sorry, I
trees.
was just double checking that we were recording. It
I mean,
wasn't
there's
showing
darks,
the recording button, so
there's darks within the midtones. It's just that I'm using a higher key value.
So what I wanted to bring up really quickly is you're looking up a hill. And
Right.
when we look at your painting,
I'm going down and back.
down and across and back up,
Way back.
I love that.
Yeah.
I love that you just took a shape.
The trees.
It's just, I mean, that is the most inspirational, like, yeah, I like this. I like these negative shapes. I like this. I like a little bit of a movement. But you literally changed. This is crazy, Gail, what you've done.
And that's why when I talk about reference photos, it's like, okay, it's a suggestion.
You guys
But
see that? This is looking up a hill.
Yep.
The trees on the top of a hill. Gail
Yeah,
added a whole nother layer of
And
landscape behind it, flattened
I'm
it out.
literally on the sidewalk down below it.
She made it so much more interesting.
Yeah.
No, there's so much more depth. There's so much more space.
And that's what I like to create. I guess that's my jam. I like creating space and distance and
And making it your own.
Yeah.
making it my own. And as far as a reference photo, I liked that group of trees. Everything else, I went down my own rabbit hole.
And what's so funny is that when I was looking at the photo, I'm like, oh, Gail surely likes the flowers. It's all flowers. It's literally a field of flowers.
Well, there's
Gail
sort of
said,
some,
you know, to use the British lingo, screw those flowers. It's all about screw those flowers. It's not about this. It's about this. And what a huge jump. Like, I invite all of you to do that.
Mm.
More importantly, Gail invites you to do that. Yeah, I think that is so fun and so, I mean, all the things I can say during the class, right? About its artistic license, it's this, it's that.
How many colors on your palette?
I use a controlled palette, so I always use the same, and I use burnt umber, transparent red, Payne's gray, and ultramarine. I do have manganese on my palette because I've got the lighter blue sky, but
Yeah,
that's what, you know, Michael would call a guest color.
yeah.
And I use Hansa yellow and Indian yellow, and I do use sap green.
And do you have a reason for each color?
I like the earthiness of those colors, and I can pretty much mix anything I want. I will use either a quinacridone red or a magenta, depending whether it's a low key or high key painting. So I will change out the Hansa and switch out the reds depending on what key I'm painting in.
Mm,
Because and then I can mix anything I want with those colors. The problem I have with the canvas is I feel like I need to have more opaque colors. And I don't do a black. I literally mix every color to make a dark. So I'll use Payne's gray, ultramarine, umber, burnt umber, the transparent red, and sap green, and I can get a really nice dark, and then it's, you know, that center color.
yeah.
And if I want green, I just build a green out this way. And if I want it more blue, I do it out this way. And if I want more purple, I can do it out this way. But it all centers in that big dark glob in the middle.
Mother colors.
Excellent.
So yeah, what I love, I mean, this photo is fantastic, Gail. You've shared a couple with us over the years. It was like,
Yeah. That would be a fun one.
I
Wow.
love this. I love these negative shapes.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I maybe even.
And that's got the screw the flowers in it. They're
Yeah, a
barely
little bit,
suggested.
and then it's like, oh, what if I did?
Mm-hmm.
Because
That looks
now
like
we
a
have
U.
the movement through
That
it.
looks like a U painting.
Many paintings in that photo.
And you could move that dark across the center, kind of curve it back up.
Yeah, just so good, Gail. I mean, this is such a great example of, you know, one photo, multiple paintings.
Yeah.
What's wonderful is this dark line across the front,
Right.
but it's also the thing I hate the most.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And-
so I would just
But you
take
could curve
this
that
line
on,
and I
on
would
the right, you could turn that very easily to go back.
exactly, that's what I was going to say, is I would just get rid of this dark shape,
Mhm.
and all of a sudden it comes here. Because if I stopped it here, then it's a straight
Center.
line down.
Yeah.
So let it come across to here, get rid of these darks, get rid of these darks, and come back up. And look at this, talking about like subtle lines, right?
Mhm.
Mm,
You guys see that?
Mhm.
So a lot of times our viewers aren't as geniuses as we are, right? But all we have to do is just subtly lead them.
And it doesn't take much,
It does not take much.
just a very slight half a value.
And what's funny is like, oh, these flowers are so beautiful, but it destroys the whole illusion.
Mhm. Yeah. Suggest.
And we were talking about yesterday, or no, two weeks ago, about foreground. And like, this is a lot, right? This is so much foreground. So all of a sudden it probably really needs to become about the foreground.
mm.
This painting is really good, Gail. I could teach a whole course on this photo. Just the choices we make, though, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because look at this. I mean,
Yeah.
put one of Regini's skies back there.
Yes.
Maybe
Yeah.
that's what we can do in the next class. I know it's kind of tonalist, but, you know,
That-
we could do different scenes from that one photo.
Yeah, and that,
Exactly.
what you have right there would be a great value study. That right there is
100%.
a great value study.
And look where the focal point. So you guys, can you guys see the little cross lines, like where my mouse is right now?
Right, yeah.
That is a great spot to put areas of focus. So I can move it over to here. So this is so interesting, right? Like, I mean, we could literally zoom in there and make a painting.
Beautiful.
40 or
But you
50.
just keep those as areas of focus. And then look at this. Now I've got a third.
I like that.
And this, yeah, exactly. This is mathematically, this is a great painting. But
It
that's
needs
like
a Regini
mathematically-
sky.
do we want to paint to math? I don't know, but you know, as far as Da Vinci's concerned, that's a very good painting.
It definitely needs a Regini sky.
Yeah. No, the focus would be up in here, right? And so that could be colors, that could be pinks, yellows, oranges.
In fact,
Yeah.
Gail's painting does work on the thirds beautifully, because there's the rusty color at the front,
Yeah, exactly.
the horizon at the back, and then the middle of the strong trees, and then the gap on the left is all basically on the on all those thirds.
Exactly right.
It's pretty well organized, I think.
No, it is. It's exactly right. And that's what's so fun about, like,
So is
Yeah.
this donated to the reference photos library?
Yeah. Yeah, I have no ownership because, like I say, I bastardize my reference photos pretty well.
You can see the thirds on that.
all right. So quick feedback before we move away is you see this angle here? You need to flatten those lines out a little bit.
Okay.
Otherwise it feels like you see a slant here. The slant here is okay, but up there it needs to become a little flatter. I really have so little advice. The other advice would be that your negatives and positives are becoming very regular.
Yeah. Repetitious.
Yeah, a little repetitious. No, gosh, I don't know. You're one of those students that just pushes me and inspires me, and you really, I mean it, like, you make me think about my work differently, and I really appreciate that. And
Well, you made me think about my work, and I appreciate that because I really do think about what I'm doing as I'm doing, you know, before I do it and as I'm doing it. And it makes life, I enjoy that part of it because I really think about, okay, if I'm going to change this, how is that moving the light, and how do I want to move the viewer back? You know, how am I making the viewer walk around the painting?
yeah, constantly. And what's your light source? So that would be my last comment, would be this bush is too bright.
Yeah.
It's just in the shadow of these other bushes. So that's the hard thing, is when you're making up your scene, you're changing your scene, you're using references, is you literally have to go, okay, you have to decide, my light source is here.
Yes.
Could that light come across
And
this
then,
big bush
and is it going to come
still get
ordinary?
here? Not so much. This bush has to look more like this bush.
Yeah.
But I know you know that, but I'm just, using that. Perfect. Anybody have anything mean to say about Gail's?
Yeah, I
That
didn't
one,
do it.
that one, I should post the reference photo for that when you're talking about editing foreground, because the little suggestion right there where your cursor is, that was a whole band of grasses all the way across, and it was horribly distracting.
Mm.
And so I really beat up on those. You know, we were talking about foregrounds, I think yesterday or the day before, and how to edit those so that you're using them to walk into your painting instead of trying to create every detail because it's close up.
Yeah. So I'm going to be mean in a tiny bit. This band right here
It's too
is too
bright.
strong. It's too strong. Too. It really draws my eye. And again, I'm picking on Gail. Like, this is very specific, but I think that this band right here doesn't. It's so regular. It's so cigar. And also everything else is interesting, and this one's interesting because it's diffused. This is that in between here and here, and it's not interesting.
It could be diffused like the tree above it.
Totally. Yeah. No, you just have to do something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right now it's this unfortunate in between. And again, that's me picking on you, Gail.
I know.
That's like literally just pointing out something that's.
And this is along the Mississippi River.
I don't think that's picking, and I don't think it's mean. I think that the more advanced you become, the more important it is that every little thing
Mhm.
that
Yeah,
a professional can pick up.
Yeah,
is
Yeah,
gonna be
exactly.
useful.
You do
Normally
very
that's
well.
true, but I just don't like Gail.
Oh, okay. Well,
Oh,
that's a different
Michael.
story.
I
You know,
love the-
and
I love the
that's what's
reflection.
wonderful about glazing, because all it would take is a very light glaze to knock that back.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. A couple just break, like, look at these beautiful breaks,
Yeah.
right? And see how that gives it personality.
Yeah.
This one lacks personality.
And see, that little part that you pointed out is between the tree that is bright and the tree that's hazy.
Yeah, exactly. And this one does such a good job of
Yeah.
describing that.
Yeah.
And this one is in between here and there. Yeah, and that's what sucks. It's like the better your painting gets, the more you have to refine little areas.
Yep.
Great job.
I love
Yeah.
it.
Gail, I have a question for you. I got these wooden boards which are ultra smooth. What should I do to make it paintable? Like just gesso, 2 layers of gesso?
Gesso? No, I don't use gesso.
Oh,
Wait, Regina, go back. What? Just tell us about the board really quick, because
yeah, I got these wooden boards for painting instead of canvas, but I realized they are ultra smooth.
Oh, they're ultra smooth?
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
and are they
I get-
gessoed already? Are they white, or are they? Can you see the wood?
They are white, they are gessoed, but
Okay.
they are so smooth.
I hate that so much.
And when I first started painting on boards, I got the ultra smooth ones and they drove me mad.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
Crazy. There's a one, it's called a medium texture,
Uh-huh.
and it's perfect because
Yeah.
if you touch it, it's completely smooth.
Uh-huh.
You look at it, it's completely smooth, but when you paint on it, it has just enough tooth in it, and they're so wonderful for wipe away, and I love them.
You can just
Oh.
put a coat of regular gesso on
That's what
top
I
of.
do. Yeah.
Yeah.
Mine come very, very smooth. And I just add 1 to 2 coats of acrylic gesso. I put them on with a foam roller, which I learned from one of my students, and so good. I just go forwards, backwards, and then forwards again with a light touch.
Yeah.
And I use student grade gesso. I find it to be the best, in my opinion.
Okay, thank you.
But
Yeah,
next
I
time
hate
you can
that
get a
ultra
medium
smooth stuff.
texture.
Okay, I will.
But if you had a different teacher, they would tell you ultra smooth is the best. So you
Yeah.
have to decide. No, you have to decide for yourself.
Oh, okay.
Every texture,
mean-
every surface has got its own characteristics that
Yeah, I
have to
tell you, I
figure out.
paint with Anton Pavlenko, and he paints with the roughest, crazy canvas that I mean, it's like painting on a potato sack.
Yeah, I
Wow.
can't do that. Yeah.
Huh.
And then
He
is it
loves it.
Stuart Davies? It's the one that does it on the glass-like surface.
Oh,
I
So
watched
you
them.
have to decide for yourself, Regina.
okay, okay. Yeah,
Experimenting.
I have never painted on the board, so this will be the first time, and I was scared to
Oh.
see that it is so smooth.
It is so smooth. All right, let's keep going. Ugh, I hate this
Oh
guy.
man, that's gorgeous.
No, ignore it. Let's,
Oh, beautiful.
no, let's skip that guy. Let's go to
It's beautiful.
Absolutely.
Your stuff is beautiful, Graham.
Thanks.
Beautiful, it is just
gosh.
Great. Oh my God, it's so
Graham.
vibrant.
I told you I was going to take you out to our cabin because you live with us, and you painted it better than I've ever painted it, and you have never even been there yet.
Yeah. I see art like this in galleries in Atlanta, and those paintings go for 10 grand.
Wow.
Wow.
Absolutely glorious.
So everybody understands when I charge Graham twice as much for class.
Yeah, that's only fair.
That's
only fair.
Yeah, that seems logical. That's called commerce.
Well, see what I
That
learned.
is so good, Graham.
That's beautiful.
Yeah. Go away.
What I learned from you is that nice red line along the ridge
Yeah.
there. That helps with the glow.
Yeah.
But
It
it's so
also creates
subtle.
a transition, is what I've realized over the years, because I've always wondered, like, why does it work? But it creates that transition
Yeah.
that for people who want to focus, they see the red line. But for people who are looking quickly or shortly, it just creates a transition between the warms and the cools.
Mm, mm. And it's so subtle, it's just gorgeous.
It's
Yes.
beautiful.
I love the subtlety in the water to the right, where you can just see there's a sort of light patch right against the water, and then it's echoed in the water. It's over to the right. It's very subtle. And there,
Over here.
yeah, it's so quiet, but it just stops it from being solid and just a block. It's glorious.
All right. Everybody raise your hand if you hate Graham.
Oh, no.
Sorry,
No,
Graham.
this is so fantastic. It really is, Graham. And I've praised your work before, and Graham and I got to work throughout the summer together doing, in-person classes, and Graham is one of the, I mean, just like all of you guys, just you all inspire me, but Graham comes from a world of music and writing, like storytelling, and it's just so fun to have discussions with Graham and talk about like what is art. And good God, I haven't seen this painting yet. It's beautiful. It really is. It's really nice.
I see red, yellow, and blue in everything.
This is painted on canvas, and I have no problems with canvas. I didn't coat it with gesso or anything. And the whole thing's painted with a brush, except for that bright yellow in the middle I did with a palette knife.
Oh,
Wow.
Really?
And
Oh,
I just
here.
I got
Here in the
frustrated,
clouds.
and I just took a knife and went, and I got, whoa, that looks pretty cool. So
Oh my
I
God.
kept it. And this is the first time I've been asked to paint a painting for somebody. It's my granddaughter wanted to give a gift to her in-laws for Christmas and asked if I would paint something for her. And she said, well, I'll chip in and buy it from you. I said, no, I'm Poppy. I will do it for nothing. And so this is going to go to my granddaughter's.
Wow.
It's beautiful.
Yeah.
Absolutely beautiful.
Is that a tiny little light?
Yeah, I put little light on the coast there, and then some little
Wow.
lights on the other end down there, just to
Nice.
represent a campfire or something, to give it a little human existence.
Yeah, it's not a campfire by any means, but it's what I love is that you counterbalance it. It's just one little lonely light, and then
Yeah.
Mhm.
kept the focus over here with just 4 little lights. Like it's so subtle.
Yeah.
How big is this?
24 by 24.
Wow.
Nice size.
gorgeous.
Wow.
Graham, which blue color you used?
Lord only knows what I said myself.
That's funny.
Yeah, my hardest color is yellow. I'm going to try something with Hansa, but with this one I used a
The
cadmium
cad
light.
yellow light or cad
Right,
yellow medium.
Yeah.
right.
What
Lemon.
about blue?
And then
Can I interrupt real quick just to make
Sure.
a comment on that? The reason I know that it's a cadmium yellow is that it's got coverage.
Yeah.
Oh,
It covers up. If you
Yeah.
had used a Hansa yellow, it would be
sure.
green. It would
Yeah.
be
Ah.
semi-transparent.
it would what?
Yeah.
Be semi-transparent.
Hence the yellows, you have.
A
Ah,
cadmium yellow has coverage, so a cadmium plus a touch of zinc white, which is what I'm guessing you're using, or not a zinc white, a titanium white.
Titanium.
Is
right.
what I'm guessing you're using, has coverage. So you can use a blade and cover this. If you had used a Hansa yellow and a white, this might have covered, but within about an hour, that blue is going to bleed through and it's going to turn to green.
Ah, I see, I see.
So you got to realize, literally, it's so important to look at your paints and go, is it transparent? Is it semi-transparent? Is it semi-opaque? Or is it opaque? Cadmium, excuse me. Let me get a glass of water. Your cadmium colors are opaque. They have coverage. So
Okay.
that's the wonderful thing. I do not use very many cadmium yellows because I like transparency. But when I need coverage, literally to come across an area, you need cadmiums.
And you can fiddle around with it and get a transparent and a opaque color to, that match close
Yeah.
enough.
Yeah.
And you can fiddle with that. You can go then from an opaque color like yellow ochre and take it all the way out to transparent by using transparent earth.
Correct. Yes. Yeah, and that would be the other color I would suggest that Graham begins to experiment with. Would be that same glazing color I used yesterday. Would be the transparent earth yellow or the oxide yellow, which is going to just open up your colors to one more dirty color. Wouldn't work in this area, not at all.
What I did to move that furthest landform back is I very slowly worked pink into it.
oh,
So that's why it looks
yeah,
kind
yeah.
of, if you can, you can notice that's pink, then knock it back. That was a good lesson to me.
Yeah.
Oh, good lesson to me too, because I was wrestling with that in the demo yesterday, right? When I had that blue hillside,
Right.
kept trying to knock it back, and I never thought of pink.
What red did you use?
Which red?
Yeah.
Quinacridone.
Magenta.
Yeah, magenta or
Magenta.
I can see it in this area.
yeah.
Yeah.
I got it. Yeah.
It
I
makes
wish
it
I
very
could zoom in.
purple.
I that's the worst thing about what Padlet did on their changes is they used to be able to zoom in. But if we think of this as a cold, dark blue,
Yeah.
and then we come down into here, all of a sudden it becomes a purpley blue, right?
Yeah.
And that is a vibrant color, but it's gorgeous. But he's grayed it down, and I don't know how exactly you grayed it down. But yeah, wonderfully done. And what I
Red makes a
said,
great purple.
yeah, what Graham is doing versus what I do in my paintings is Graham's paintings are all fairly vibrant. Like he's painting color on color. He's not glazing. Do you ever glaze?
Not much. I probably will in the future after this class, but I don't glaze really.
Yeah, so Graham's attacking the colors more directly, which is honorable in my opinion. Like I wish like I would attack the colors more directly. So anyways, gorgeous.
Yes.
Thank you.
Beautiful.
I love the subtle red, the magenta in the sky all the way up. I love your use of that red. That's beautiful.
I hope the people who received the gift truly appreciate it.
Yeah, it's a $10,000 painting.
I would love to have that in my house.
Me
Beautiful.
too.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Wow.
I love the hard lines, the hard edges with the where you've used the palette knife,
Yeah, that was fun.
and everything else is soft. It just creates that, helps create that brilliance.
Yeah, so let's do one more quick question. I really want to get away from this painting, but
We hate
but
Graham.
okay. So let me just describe what I think is happening in this section. So you loaded up your knife,
Right.
laid it down, brought it across, and as your knife was losing paint, you just continued to slightly drag it, and then you slightly soften those edges with a brush and a brush and a brush and a brush.
Exactly. It's exactly what I did.
Wow.
Personally, I'm really fond of the glow in the bottom of the circle down there. The glow, yeah, right in there. I don't know.
Yeah.
I like that glow.
It's beautiful.
Very nice.
And that's
And do you paint on canvas or a board?
that's all canvas.
It is
Is it-
canvas.
Is it a fine tooth or a bumpy
It's just, I think this one was just a Michael's.
average?
Michael's canvas, the highest quality Michael's, which is not that high, but
Yeah.
So yeah, I've had a couple of you guys as students for a while, and I've talked to each of you individually about the fact that you're kind of ready. Graham, it's time to start putting your portfolio together, buddy.
Yeah, no kidding.
Really.
well, I thank you
Seriously.
so much for the
You
encouragement
can
and
take some good
inspiration.
vacations, man, on that painting.
Is
Or
Jana
buy me a
still
kid.
with us?
Only barely.
I love these
Oh,
neutral
that's
grays.
beautiful.
Yeah, wow, these are some of the most interesting color combinations.
Yeah, I love the colors.
Well, you know that my purpose being here with you is not just to enjoy watching you paint and seeing all your companions painting. It's because I wanted to practice. I wanted to first of all make myself paint with stuff that feels uncomfortable, which is this water soluble oil
Okay.
and or the slow drying acrylic. So mainly I'm just here to practice, and so that means I'm not most of the time I'm not trying to, make a beautiful painting. Sometimes I can't help myself. I'll put in a little something to make myself feel good. But basically, this is an example because I just kept painting on this thing just to see what would happen.
This painting is so nearly gorgeous. Like, I think the sky doesn't quite relate.
Yeah. It's a
and the
leftover
texture of
from
the
the
water
first.
doesn't quite relate. I don't quite understand what's going on here. But again, there's certain areas like just these transitions and these transitions up here.
The glow.
Oh my gosh. Like, I don't even know how you're doing certain things.
Well, what I was interested in, it was partly color, but mainly it was, I love this painting by Innes, in which there's a slash of light coming across. He did in New Jersey, in Montclair, New Jersey, with some trees, one of his distant landscapes, and it's got this slash of sunlight. And I've always wanted to do that. So then I was starting to try to do that with this. I just was trying to see about, I don't know what I was doing. I was trying different colors. I was trying to see if the paint would stick. I'm playing with the paint.
No, absolutely. Yeah, I see the struggles in it. I see like the paint lifting. I see the paint moving around where you didn't want it to necessarily move around. But this is like, again, who were we talking to earlier about letting the paint dry? I think it was
Early.
Yeah.
Just letting it dry a little bit, and you'll be able to come back in, knock in a couple colors real quick, a couple value shifts.
Yeah, but I've
this
lost
painting will be right there.
But I've lost the composition, in the process of, if you go back and look, you'll see how the original composition had had that. It actually is not water. It's actually a path, a sandy path, and it had it
Oh.
curving.
Oh, it's sand. Yeah,
You
yeah.
scroll
That's my
down,
bad.
you can see that it had a better composition when I started because it was like, yeah, that was golden.
Yeah. That is interesting how it became a completely different piece. Because here I really do feel sand, but in your
That's pretty.
yeah, it is beautiful.
Yeah, lovely.
Yeah, that's what's so fun, because what were we talking about yesterday about, like, how do you know when you're done? Because like here you have a lot more detail.
Yeah.
And you could have stopped here, but I'm glad you kept going with it. But it became a completely different piece.
Yeah, but that's, as I say, I really was actually doing more. It was exploring stuff rather than making a painting. And I think there is a difference. I didn't set out with a painting that I was going to do. You know what I mean? If I had that photograph of Gail's, I would be setting out to do that.
This is still the same painting, the green
Which
one.
Yep. I told you I just kept going. I just kept playing.
Wow. Nice.
Wow,
Yeah, I like that.
beautiful.
Beautiful colors.
Yeah, but I like where you ended up better. This is busy.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, yeah, it's really interesting. And I'm so happy you kept taking photos along the way. Like, I wish there's so many paintings, especially, again, talking about like, where was it good and why did I keep looking? I wish I would, look at the difference. Look at that.
I got the habit of photographing from plein air painting.
And would it be like
I
every
learned that I
15
always
minutes, or-
had to take a photograph because I kept taking photographs all the way along as I'm painting, because periodically the light would be just exactly what I knew I would want back in the studio. And so I would just keep, so I got used to taking photographs.
Like, this is beautiful and dynamic.
Can't see it.
Oh,
I don't know, you're off sideways, at least on my screen. Maybe you're not.
Wow, this is really beautiful.
yeah, this is beautiful and dynamic and exciting. But the truth is, I like this so much more.
Why is that?
I think the subtlety.
It's a colder day.
Yes.
It just feels more harmonious and less put on. It feels less like a painting with makeup and more like a painting with honesty.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
It's more.
There's areas like the whites don't read completely correctly to me, and the pink sky and stuff. But yeah, my big compliment is I just love the fact that you just kept going and kept playing and kept pushing. And I mean, you can always repaint this, you can, because you did it in, the first 30 minutes.
Yeah.
And so you can come back to that if you want to. And they're all fantastic. And, this might actually sell better than this. But I see the, again, I'm such a sucker for tonalism and subtle colors. I just love those shifts.
Yeah, it's got more complexity to the color.
It's more organic. It's like standing beside.
The little spots of blue in there really make it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
they do.
blue, the
Yeah.
yellow.
You guys know the actor Ethan Hawke?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So he's made movies like Before Sunrise and Before Sunset, which won him Oscars, but nobody saw. And he makes movies that everybody sees and make millions of dollars. And he's like, I know the difference, and I like both of them. I know how to sell a painting, and I know a painting I want to make, or a movie I want to make for myself. And he talked a lot about the poetry in the movie and the subtlety. And he's like, yeah, I know that even my friends will be bored by the movie, but I want to make it.
Well, the ideal is when you make something that you love to make and that other people love to see and that can sell. I mean, as an artist, you can't beat that.
If you can combine the two, I'm still struggling with that one. But yeah, I know how to make a painting that sells
Well, the other trouble is if you admire a kind of painting, that your personality, your mood, your who you are will never let you be.
Right.
And that can be a torment for a lot of people, where they want to paint like somebody.
Yeah.
But they're not somebody, and they're never going to paint like somebody. I fortunately didn't suffer from all of that. Now what I'm having fun with is playing with new media.
I wish I could zoom in right here, like just this area.
Yeah, them zooming in would be nice.
And it'd be this beautiful abstraction. So gorgeous. All right. I really appreciate your taking photos of the different stages. Linda Camarada,
And
adore
P.S.
what
I
you've
want to
done here.
apologize for keeping my camera off all the time, but it just I'm kind of tired, and I would rather not be on camera all the time. So I
That's
hope
all right.
you'll
I
forgive
always
me.
just assume you're eating lunch.
Well, a good deal of the time I am.
All right, Linda, tell us about this.
That's fun.
So fun.
What did you say, Michael?
Oh, just tell us a little bit about this, because this is a painting I've struggled with you and ridiculed a little bit, but I really like where it's kind of ended up. It's very poetic. It's very fun.
Nice.
Yes.
So much of your work looks like it could go like as a illustration, like it could describe, you know, somebody's poem, somebody's poetry. And look how tiny it is.
It's 8 by 10.
Oh, right.
Oh, wow.
Wow.
But
I have
this was like when we at the very first class, you asked us to do little sketches. I did these in black and white, and then I put color on them. And then this one and
Can you guys see what she's sharing or no?
Yeah.
Yeah.
this one
Hmm.
are the two that I use,
Oh.
and
Can't see those.
it's on a Indian reservation, but the whole thing is there's this path when we drive down the road and at different times of the day and evening. And one time we saw this moon rising, and it's over through the pass, and then there's a valley, and it was just a washed in light. You just couldn't see much of anything. It was just a wash in light.
I am not sure why, but for some reason, this reminds me of El Greco. Do you know the painting, the color palette of an El Greco painting?
No.
Well, there's something in it. Look up El Greco.
Okay.
Yeah.
ELGRCO.
ELGRECO. Two words, El and Greco.
Okay.
I love the dreamlike quality of it.
Well, it was a starry night, and the wind was blowing, and the sun was going down, and the moon was coming up, and I had to look at one or the other. That's what I looked at. And that's what I did. I was going to put a donkey on the path, but my husband wouldn't let me.
I'm glad your husband didn't let you.
And I wanted him looking back at the viewer.
No.
But the mountains are so craggy and rocky in this area, but they were just all washed in this yellow green looking light that was coming from behind us, and the evening sky, the stars were popping. It was at that witching hour where the stars pop out and the sun's really gone, you know.
Yeah, my only concern is that you're I love what you have going on. And I, fought you on the road going all the way back. I think it should disappear before it gets to the distance. I think you should trust the viewer. And the other thing is we are looking at the moon, correct? Oh yeah, wait. Yeah, show yours again.
This is
so much cooler. Okay, because that's what I was thinking, is it needs to be cooler because that's moonlight, right?
Yeah, but look at the other one. I posted two. One looks cooler and one looked warmer. I took one on the west side and one in the north.
Oh, see, I like this a little better, maybe, but I still feel like you could just glaze the whole thing and pale in a ultramarine blue,
Yeah,
and it would feel
Ooh.
like moonlight versus it.
yeah,
It feels like a moon and starlight, but then the hills and the light on the cacti,
yeah.
the cactuses, feels warm, and it feels like sunlight.
Well, I wanted them, but probably it was from the behind me, but
Then it wouldn't be here. This is light
yeah,
coming
but
from
the
there.
moonlight
If it was
was,
from behind you, it would be hitting these other
well,
sides.
there was like light behind me and light in front of me. I have strange phenomena of being able to see that out here. In the east, I can see the sun, the moon coming up and the sun going down.
And I'm not questioning that. I
Yeah.
believe you. And when you say you see angels all the time, I also believe that. But
Well, I see an angel.
but
in there, and I
wait,
didn't even
Linda,
point
let me finish real quick.
it. Okay.
Is that you are talking about sunlight versus
Yeah.
moonlight.
Yeah.
So what we're seeing is the moon, and the
Yeah.
moon seems to be illuminating.
Yeah.
A moonlight is not warm, it's cool. It's a
cool.
reflected light off the sun. So if you literally just, that's, I don't know if you guys saw what I was trying to do, where I was trying to just cool down the light source.
Yeah.
It'll read better. Right now it feels like sunlight,
Okay.
sunlight, but a moon.
Yeah. I can put blue over it. I'm good at that. I'm good at messing up and taking things off.
I would like to ask the rest of the class, though,
Yes.
if what I'm saying makes sense, or if you want to argue that.
Yeah, it makes sense.
What I want is for Gil to do it right now.
You want me to do it right now?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'd love to see it happen. Or
Okay.
Michael, could you do it on your Photoshop?
Well, that's what I was trying to do with the
Yeah.
cheap free one. I don't know if you guys could see that or if it was just showing the
Yeah.
scene.
I like
Is
the
I was
cool, I
trying
think,
to change the temperature.
It's
But yeah,
cooler in
these just
real
need to be
life.
cooler.
The
It's
opening
cooler
view
in
that
real
you,
life.
the opening view you showed us was cooled down because that's why it looked like more like an El Greco than this does.
Yeah.
El Greco had a very cool
What
back.
is warm? I don't know. But it looks cooler in real life. The green.
Yes, it did. When you held it up, it was definitely a different.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's all I would do is simply take and yeah, look at that. That feels so much more. Can you guys all see? Hang on a
Yes.
second.
yeah, that's pretty.
Yes.
Let me-
Yeah.
Can you see it?
Yep.
Yes.
Didn't see it either.
Yeah, it's
hold
pretty.
on one second.
That's a really
You guys are
pretty
just-
painting, Linda.
Thank you. But I'll put some blue over it.
Yeah, just a little bit, and then just like we did yesterday, where we went in, put the color down, and then wiped it away. I
Yeah.
think you're going to be in a much better shape. Yeah, what you're holding up reads much better.
Yeah. It didn't photograph well. I couldn't get a good photograph of it.
I only see you, Michael.
Yeah, we
Oh.
have to go to the other view, the group view or something. to be able
You
to-
top right of your screen, you can choose a different view, and I think it's
Give
gallery.
me one second.
Yeah.
Okay, there
There
we
you
go.
go.
There we go.
Yeah, that's really pretty, Linda.
Yeah.
I would still glaze it with blue because all
Yeah.
of those greens that you're seeing as greens are reading as yellows to us. And
Okay.
the moon is just not that bright.
Okay.
Yeah.
Your shirt that we're seeing would be a beautiful color across the top of it.
Okay. I have that color. I have that color. I can put it on there.
Not just on your hat and your shirt.
I know. I could put it everywhere.
Have
love
fun
it.
with that. Have fun with cooling it down. And remember, glaze it, and then you can wipe away towards the moon. But you want to, the bright green areas that we're seeing
Yeah.
are still going to cool down.
Yes.
So I would use an ultramarine because that's going to kill that green because it has that little bit of red in it.
Yeah.
Going to neutralize that. It's going to be beautiful, and it is already beautiful. I really wanted to praise you. Like, this is a really fun,
And if I hold
inspirational
it,
piece.
if I hold it in the light right, you can see there's a lot of quinacridone red and raw umber in here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And the blues don't look so yellow. They look on the mountains, they look like shiny rocks.
Yeah. And what we're talking about doing will take you 5 minutes.
Okay, I'll do it. I can do that. I think it's dry enough now. I can do that.
Well, make sure.
Okay. Yeah.
Thank you. It is a beautiful piece, and it was fun watching you
Yes.
paint it over the last 2 weeks. And
Yeah.
I know you started with like 10 stars, and now you've got a whole solar system.
I know. And look, and this was my little thing that I did. And I love my little cutout piece of paper. I put it over and I can look,
Yeah, that's good.
I can look at what I want to see. And then flip it over to the other side.
Yeah.
And then you can see this one. better.
That's
So,
clever.
I came home and did drawings of all of these little things. Sometimes when we're riding around and I'll come home and I'll draw and then I'll put color to them. And so then I just put them all, and then if I turn it this way, this is a great little tool. I like my little tool.
And that's really cool.
Yeah. But that's part of my fun time.
All right.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. That was so fun. And it really is a beautiful piece. I think it's like 5 minutes away from being a really good piece.
Okay, I can do that. Should I put a little Gamsol with the ultramarine?
I would.
Okay.
Yeah, you could use a medium too. Yeah, I'm looking at the two pieces yesterday where one was with a medium, one was without. The one with the medium is a little more vibrant. The one without the medium is a little duller. Just so you know.
Okay.
All right. Linda Morgan O'Connor.
That's
What?
pretty.
Beautiful.
Beautiful.
Oh, that looks so nice.
Gorgeous.
Wow.
Thank
Amazing.
you.
Very much inviting us in.
Gorgeous.
Which the original one did not. That's why I went and this painting sat in I think I did this last year at some point in class, the beginning of this painting. That's why I wanted to, for the foreground discussion and develop it more, and I am a lot more comfortable with it as well. Now, it's interesting to go back and see the original painting that I did because it was kind of linear marsh, one of those linear marsh setups. And I just like it so much more because there's so many more darks and so much more dynamic range. And yeah,
Can
it's
you talk
getting
to that really quickly, not to interrupt you, but that's something I think about all the time. So when you said I go back to my darks,
yeah.
why is that? What do you think that does for your painting or your like? What do you mean when you say I go back to my darks?
Well, it gives it a much more 3D quality for one thing. I mean, it gives it much more depth and distance. So, and if there's a greater interplay between the lights and the darks, which is what I did. So everything didn't get darker necessarily, but I put in more darks in the foreground, and it just gave it so much more depth and contrast that I like it so much better. And it makes it more luminous because the contrast between the light and the dark really makes the light stand out now.
Yeah, it looks nice.
And it leads
So
the
yeah,
eye
we
right down.
talk about that, like the lights and the darks is light and dark, is warm and cool, and high chroma, low chroma, or purity and gray.
Yeah.
And you've got all of those things going on in this painting to create this sense of luminosity. All of them, and none of them are overbearing. Nothing is punching you in the face. Nothing is screaming out, but you're using all the tools. And then also in perspective, you've got overlapping shapes. You have shapes getting smaller, going towards the horizon line. Like, and it's all subtle.
And in that
It's a
original
difficult thing to do.
piece, I had that ever easy to do fence line of reeds across the bottom of the painting. Right? We all do it.
Yeah.
And then we have to fix it. So
Yeah, it's wonderful. I love the subtle transitions.
Yeah.
As it comes down, and I'm terrified of white.
well,
But
I'm
it's
not sure.
interesting.
I'm not sure I should keep it so white. What do you think? I mean, I was
I
actually
wouldn't leave it quite so light.
Right.
If
I
you're
think it
gonna
needs,
do it, preserve a little area.
it
not
needs a
all
little
of it.
glaze there, and that's
Yeah.
what I felt too. Yeah. Yep.
But at that same time, it's interesting because we know that light or white is cool, but when it's surrounded by warms,
Yeah, this is a very warm
it
painting.
still feels like a glowy bright. And that's something like, you know, Amy Erickson, my, you know, friend who's amazing painter of glowy, you know, literally her whole career is on that. And we talk about that, like, how is that possible? That the coolest color can be in the middle and still feel glowy and bright. And that, I think it's just part of our retinas and how our eyes work. But yes, I agree. I think it's a little much. I think it's just,
yeah. Yep.
Delightful. Really, really nice, really subtle, really simple. But at the same time, I mean, you know, I love everybody's work that we've been looking at, but I think in some ways, this is the most complicated yet simple painting we've seen today.
Wow.
Beautiful.
Beautiful. Yeah.
You.
And again, if we turned it to black and white, or if you squint your eyes, you can really see the value structure, right? It's a 3-value painting. You got your darks, you got your mids, and you have your lights. It doesn't take much. We overcomplicate our values. We overcomplicate our colors. We overcomplicate our temperatures.
Yeah.
A lot of times less is more, simple is better. And then within that simplicity, then we can build up our little shifts. We just look in here, these subtle transitions.
Yeah.
I also like what you did with the foreground because you left it open. There's a way into the painting.
Yes.
Right, yeah, you
Broke it
did
up.
not-
Yep.
And I would definitely overdo this. I would bring dark grasses here and
Yeah.
over describe, but yeah,
No, you left it open for us to get in.
yeah. All right.
That's a beautiful painting, Linda.
Thank you.
Yes, it is. Really good.
Yeah, and look at this. I mean, I'm gonna pick on you on this one.
Okay,
and
sure.
you know it.
Sure.
Look how cartoony it is and overbearing and
Yeah. Well, that's done in Photoshop when I don't have a stylus. That's just with my finger on the touchpad.
and I love the ideas because I would definitely, my wife loves herons and, you know, different birds. So she's always like, why don't you have any herons? And I would definitely test out a heron.
Yeah.
Or, you know, a duck or goose or whatever that is. And this still does work. What I really like that you're testing out is your horizontal lines just to ground the piece.
Yeah. Yeah.
And yeah, so this is so fun. I just really like seeing how you guys are working out your ideas.
And that's the original, that painting that I did. I know, right?
This looks like something I would do. Disgusting. The straight line across the front.
Yeah.
Which is, you know, what happened probably in your photo.
Yeah. Yeah. That's a.
See how it just flattens it out and makes it boring? Again, okay, everybody take a mental shot. And let's go back and look at this. And just that little bit of movement.
Yeah.
Closing in the corner that's going to be down here. Versus just our eye raking across, right? Our eye raking across, our eye raking across. She makes us go up. Awesome, Linda.
Yeah, that's beautiful.
Great work.
Good job.
All right, Lisa, we've looked at your piece, and Magdalena and Manje. I remember when you were working on that one. Oof. Oh, you don't have the reference for this one?
Nice stuff.
No. Oh no, I don't know where that went. I thought I posted
Yeah.
it, but I didn't.
Yeah, I
When
remember.
you said you were going to try to paint that, I was like, "Oi, good luck."
I know.
Yeah, this was a really
Ooh,
gorgeous, very
Yeah.
delicate, I guess would be the great word for the transitions.
Yeah. After
There's a lot of beauty going on in here. You've got a lot of really interesting brush marks, and yeah, this is really interesting. I would love to continue to work on this image or work on it again.
I would work on it again, I think.
Yeah. So let's talk about this one. So you presented
great.
this one a couple days ago, and I saw it, and I was, it's nice. It's got a lot of good ideas going on here, and I can see, your light, your shadow, your positive and negative shapes, and I got, excuse me, thought that's where you're going to end, but you went ahead and glazed it. Excuse me. I can only talk for 3.5 hours straight. What a difference. How subtle it became, and how much more approachable and less heavy-handed.
I love the light.
Yeah, the light looks so nice.
I love the sky. I love everything about it.
Yeah, it's
love all
beautiful.
the
I like your
dark and
trees
lights,
too.
and the
The
trees.
light
are
on the
so natural
ground.
looking.
Yeah.
I love the backlit.
You did a nice
Yeah.
job with the shadows too. It's
Yeah,
beautiful.
that's what I was thinking, is I really like the
I love that.
shadows.
Look at the shadows on the right, on the rocks. That's gorgeous.
So tell us a little bit about this.
Well, the funniest thing I have to tell you is one of my dear friends told me, she goes, "Oh, I see faces in the bluff." And I look at it and I see Jabba the Hutt, and I cannot unsee it.
Oh my God.
See it? Do you see it?
Yep.
No.
Yeah.
Is he in the top of the middle tree?
Yeah, it's kind of in between the two trees.
Oh, yeah.
The left and the one beside it.
Yep.
Anyways, that was funny and silly. And this is the bluff behind my house. And I took a
Wow.
picture years ago, and I painted it in acrylic, and I would have loved to find that painting back, but I sold it. And then I went back a few days ago, and I looked at it, and of course it changed. Trees on the bluff don't stay. So I decided to create it again. And I had way more fun, because one of the things that I really pick up in this class, and I struggle with so much, is what a lot of you just master already, is taking a photograph and creating something that is totally yours. And I love that. And this was my attempt, because it was so much more darker and you couldn't really see the whole bluff. So I pat myself on the back a little bit for doing this, because I haven't, in the past, I have not been very successful with that. So and it's just beautiful. Like at the edge of the bluff, it goes very, very deep down, and then you see the other little islands there.
Yeah.
So
You live in a beautiful place, it looks like.
yeah, that's pretty.
That's a beautiful painting.
Beautiful.
Yeah, I love it.
Thank you.
I'm gonna do a couple things really quickly.
Please, yes.
So I'm gonna take this into Photoshop and see what happens.
Okay.
Oh, boy.
If I can figure out how to do it. And it's gonna be 2 quick colors. So when I look at this, Manje, I think this could be a poster for your beautiful secret island that you live on. I think it's really got an intimacy and something, you know, for people who have been out where you live. I've never been to your island, but I've been to islands nearby and stuff. And and there's so much rustic, kind of rocky, spindly trees. You're dealing with a lot of elements out there.
Mhm.
Didn't open. Are you guys seeing Photoshop, one of my paint photos
Yeah.
here?
Mhm.
I gotta figure out how to open that painting or that photo into here. It should just directly open to there, so I apologize for this. There it is. Okay. You can tell I haven't used Photoshop in a while, all these pop-ups. So what I'm gonna do, golly, I'm just gonna take a little bit of red and just show you what happened. And what the great news is as this painting dries, we're going to, you can take a little bit of a red, and this might be extreme, but you'll get the idea.
Mhm.
A brush size, opacity 26%, size, there we go. More. And I always apologize. I rarely use Photoshop, but
Wow.
let's take that opacity down. Opacity just means the amount of paint. So do you see your transition between, you got white to yellow, and then what does it do? It just jumps dramatically. So imagine if we had a bit of a transition of warm.
Right.
That looks so beautiful.
Yeah.
So all we have to do is look for some of those reddish colors, and this is going to be the easiest thing in the world for you, is to literally just, after it dries, make sure it's dry.
Oh gosh, yes. Yeah.
And watch this.
Oh yeah. Oh, it's so interesting.
Right? And you see
Yeah,
how it's
much more
harmonizing the whole
interesting.
piece? Now watch this. So what we're doing is, because right now you have a yellow painting and a blue painting, but when you bring in these transitions,
Yeah.
all of a sudden those yellows and blues, which are opposites, not opposites, but you know, they're
Yeah, totally.
Let's make my brush a little smaller. And you saw me do this yesterday in the glazing, where I added some of that warmth. And let's take the opacity up a little bit so it's a little stronger. Let's also take the temperature up, make it a little warmer. So as I get towards my sunlight, or, you know, I can warm that up. So you see I was this cool color before. Now I'm warming it up. Probably even warm it up a little more. And then let's just take that warmth and watch what happens.
Oh yeah.
And you see how it's creating that transition between the lights and the darks, and also the yellows and the blues.
Yeah.
Watch this see how that sunlight is reflecting here? Watch what happens when I do this. Right?
Yeah.
And then if you want to, I'm not suggesting you do this, but you can take the reverse color. So I've got red here. So now I can go down to my blues, grays. I literally don't know what color to choose here, because I have to think about it. Let's try our greens. And then I can go into the darks, but I want a cool green. So I'm going to go towards my blues. You see what I'm doing here on my color bar? So I'm literally thinking, what I'm trying to figure out is a color that could go into the shadows. Because see how all your shadows are warm? Even though they're
Yeah.
darker, they're not cooler. So I'm trying to
Yeah,
think.
I was really wondering about that.
So let's just see. This will be cartoonish. This will be overbearing. I don't like that blues too much. But do you understand what I'm thinking about? I'm just trying to
Absolutely.
think of,
Yeah.
anyways, so you have such a good foundation. I hope you don't think you're done.
No,
Yeah.
I'll
So
work more with it. Yeah, yeah.
what you have is a beautiful
Right.
painting, but I think we can make it into a really good painting by just creating some subtle shifts of temperature, and the temperature shift between a yellow and a blue is your red.
Mm-hmm.
So if you think white, yellow, then you go to orangish, then you go to reddish, then you go to warm purple, then you go to cool purple, then you go to blue. And sometimes it's really short. It's a really quick transition.
Yeah.
It will help you so much so that your painting, let's go back to the original painting. Ready? You guys
Mm-hmm.
see this? Again, not a good painting. I just scumbled that in, but watch this. Oh,
Uh-huh.
ready?
Mm.
Uh-huh.
You see how it just kind of calms down?
Yeah.
So that's it. It's just transitions. So my Jay, you have good shapes. You've got good transitions. Now it's just creating the temperature and color transitions.
Great. Thank you. Thank
No,
you,
thank
Michael.
Ah,
Yeah.
cancel.
What does this look like? Frankie?
All
Oh,
right.
yeah. Oh, gosh. Yeah. Thank you.
Yeah, I know. It's just, this is wonderful. It really is. Like if I drove onto your island and saw a big poster and it said, "Welcome to Mine Jay's Island," and this was the picture, I'd be like, "Oh man, that's cool. There's really good artists living here." But if I saw it with a couple subtle color transitions, I'd be like, "Oh man, there's really good artists living here." People who have taken Michael Orwick's class. Wow.
Great.
Just kidding. Just kidding.
Hey.
All right. Is Michelle still with us? Nope. Oh man, it's been so long since I've seen a new Michelle painting.
Oh, that's gorgeous.
Ooh.
Yes.
So Michelle is our super busy. I mean, a lot of you guys are, but Michelle owns a couple companies and does a lot of stuff and paints for fun. And she's just amazing. One of the neatest people if you ever get a chance to meet her in person. And yeah, it is. Her work is always just got this looseness and poeticness. And I think partly it's because of her lack of time. She's like, I got 30 minutes to paint this month. And she does it. And they're always fun. I wish I had saved a bunch of them to show you guys, because some of them are just a couple dashes of paint. And I'm just like, oh my gosh, that's so neat. And I think this is a good example. Michelle Fritzler, I will be calling you. She happens to live only about 5 miles from my house. So just, it's lovely, isn't it? Just a gesture and the looseness. And you can literally tell that, you know, she's like, okay, I cooked dinner and there's 30 minutes before we drink wine. Let's finish the painting. We're out at the coast hanging out with friends.
Lovely, lovely.
Isn't there something, I mean, would you guys question this if you saw this in a museum? Like that it was a sketch by somebody who's doing something, you know, building towards something? There's just,
I'd spend some time with it.
yeah, exactly. There's so much here.
Yeah.
I'm sure we're embarrassing her if she was here. But yeah, her work, Yeah, she's one of those people that makes me very frustrated in that she paints for a couple hours a month and still
Wow.
turns out really interesting work. But I think it's because she thinks about it all the time.
Mm.
Yeah.
She's always enjoying other people's work. She's always talking about paintings. She's always out and observing. And this is really beautiful. Sketchbook painting. Yep. See, it's probably in her, like, literally on paper. So yeah, she's somebody that kind of dumbfounds me because I'm like, I can only do one thing. I have a guitar downstairs that I never played that I told my mom when she gave it to me, oh, learn guitar. And I'm like, I can't do two things. Yeah. But then there's people like Michelle who do lots of things. All right, Michelle Walsh, I'm so excited to talk about this. I've been watching you submit these. And is that a dog on your lap? Oh, there you go.
It is a dog on my lap.
And
Ooh,
looks like just a hand warmer.
Yes.
Man, this is really cool. This is such a fun rendition of If I. Oops,
When you just did, isn't it?
Yeah, it is the same painting, right, Michelle, that we were just
Yeah.
working on?
Yeah.
I don't know why it closed down.
So I have a question. Is that where your giant waves are?
Yeah, out at the Oregon coast.
The big giant waves you talk about that are 60 feet high or whatever?
Yeah, they're huge. They are huge during the king waves. Have you ever been out there, Michelle? During the
Oh yeah.
king
Yeah.
tides?
Yeah.
Yeah, they're phenomenal. So this would be between Depot Bay and what's the big rock formation out there? But anyways, Lincoln City. Yeah. And then mine is kind of made up. But yeah, tell me a little bit about what you got going on here, because I really think this is almost more dramatic and more dynamic than what I did, because you took a horizontal scene and turned it into a vertical.
I did do that. I don't know why I did it. I don't know what I'm doing. So, and I know that it's not finished, but I have no idea what to do next. I'm just learning how to loosen up and to do all the stuff you talk about. And I need to do a lot of it. And I'm so excited about being, I'm going to have some time to do it. And so, yeah.
I really like what you did. Like, part of me, when I saw this, I was like, I'm an idiot. Like, why did I paint it as a horizontal when the whole action was in the middle? Like, why did I, you know what I mean? This keeps everything focused, and your movement is much stronger than mine was. Like, it really keeps it condensed and consolidated. And yeah, there's a lot of good things going on here. I love the shape. You took your cliff and brought it back, whereas mine just leans back like this. But what you did right here, do you see this line? Is you keep us in it.
Yeah.
And that's so funny, because you're saying like, oh, I don't know what I'm doing. But I'm like, I've been doing this for 20 plus years. And if I would have done that, it would have made everything a little easier, a little simpler. All right. So you've heard the good news.
Yeah.
Her waves look bigger.
Yeah, the waves look bigger, and once you come in and warm up this area, it's going to be great. Your trees are
Yeah.
a bunch of
Sticks.
just fish spines.
Yeah.
Yeah, it looks like this. They're just so. What happens is, and please don't take too big of offense to this, because we all do it. But what happens is when we get into things we're a little less comfortable with, is our brain just goes branch, 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 branch. And we're not painting shapes, values, or colors. We're painting things. Right?
Absolutely
Branch,
true.
branch, branch, branch.
I think they were incidental. I didn't know what to do with them. and they were there, but I didn't have, you know, they're like, you're in my way, but I don't know what to do. So
Yeah, no. And so what you want to do is kind of begin to think about each one of these branches as a value, shape, and a color, not as a thing. Once we let the thing side of our brain get in the way, all of a sudden we paint car air fresheners. We paint, you know, pine trees over and over and over. I've got students that painted a forest, you know, this is 15 years ago, but he painted a forest using nothing but just little, you know, the little pine trees that you hang in your car over and over. And he's like, I need 1,000 of these because that's what I see. I was like, yeah, but you're not seeing any of the trees. You're just painting the language of tree, right? It's the alphabet of tree. And so you just need to come, and instead of painting branch, or whatever those are, is you just need to think about, you know, what's going on. Each one of these is individual. Each one of these branches, each one of these trees gets its own personality, but let alone each one of the branches gets a bit of a personality. If you find yourself ever, and this goes for all of you, maybe one of the most important things I've ever said, Nyla, this goes for you, is if you ever see yourself doing stamping, grass, leaf, leaf, branch, stop. Stop. You are not painting things. Well, you are painting things at that point. Your goal is not, and that's where I argue with Bob Ross, right? Bob Ross, love him to death, inspired me so much as a kid. But what he was doing is, you saw him just going, happy tree, happy tree, happy tree, happy tree. He was just painting stamps of trees across the, you know, and wonderful and so approachable. But we want to begin to think beyond that, of what is the personality. Even Linda Morgan O'Connor was talking earlier about the fence posts of grasses, right? We want to think about the personality, even if it is fence posts. I'll share a John Singer Sargent painting of fence posts that just changed my whole world. And is every fence post going back into the distance is, you know, they're aged and they're old, and I was like, he thought about every fence post. I never do that. I'm just like, fence post. So we want to begin to break beyond just the idea of branch, grass, leaf. Why I picked on Nyla is such a good painter, as we all know. And Nyla had a painting at the end of last semester, maybe the semester before, where all of a sudden I could just see Nyla just, oh my gosh, my grandkids are coming. I got to finish this painting. Leaf. If this mark makes one leaf, then I just need 1,000 of these real quick. And then I'm done with the painting. And think shapes, values, and colors. If you want to quote any famous person in the whole pendendium of artwork, I suggest you quote my daughter, age 5. Right? I trained her so well that I used to be able to ask her, what do we paint? We don't paint things. What do we paint? We paint value, shapes, and colors.
I'm always telling the kids that when they're learning realism, they're learning to be abstract.
It's
realism
exactly
is abstract.
Right. 100%.
We say, we're not copying, we're drawing. And they've got like a whole dictionary full of all these little phrases, and I make them write them down at the end of every single class, especially in front of the parents, because then the parents know they've learned something.
No.
But it is true. We do not paint things. That is not for us.
Suggest.
But you guys are all such good artists. But literally, if you take anything from this class, it is, we do not paint things.
Yeah.
We paint values, shapes, and colors. Painting is the easiest thing in the world. All you have to do is put the right shape, the right value, and the right color in the right place.
At the right time.
at the right time. And it is the most difficult thing in the world. One of my favorite quotes, and I don't know if it's true, is Monet on his deathbed said, "Ah, I was starting to get it."
Oh, I love that.
I don't know if it's true or not, but I love the idea of that. Is like he's my one of my very favorites, and it is so simple. Literally, paint the right shapes, the right values, the right colors, and the right value, or the right in the right places, and you're a good painter. But it is an entire lifetime, and we'll never get there. And that's what's wonderful and what's so difficult. And Michelle, beautiful painting. You really capture the energy. You got this gorgeous contrast of warms and cools. And I have no doubt that, you know, with a little bit of work and a little bit of thought, this is really going to come along. But yeah, it's great. I really hope you're happy with it. I love I just love this swoosh.
Thank you.
And your rock shape is so much better than my rock shape. I don't know why I painted two pyramids. Both my paintings have pyramids in them. Great job.
Thank you.
Oh, I'm so mad. Nyla copied one of my photos. She copied it so well that when I saw the thumbnail, I thought it was just Nyla putting my photo back on.
And you know, that's not what I want.
That's pretty, Nyla.
It's so good. This is the view from my family cabin. And this is a scene I've wanted to paint. And I actually even have it drawn up on a big canvas that I've hidden for a year probably now. Great job. Just really beautiful.
Yeah, that's beautiful.
Thank you.
Very nice.
Thank
I love
you.
your purple.
Thank you.
Yeah.
That was a change. The sky in the photo was paler. I amped it up a little bit.
No, it's really, really good. And I'm glad you captured this tree. It's actually going to be cut down this year. It's dying, unfortunately. But you really did capture it really well. And I just love the bend and the movement through this. We've got all horizontals, one angle, and then a bunch of horizontals here. And when we first met Nyla 2-3 years ago, your branches were really solid and thick. And I really can feel you just, I don't know if you can see me, but just as you're picking up the brush and the delicate stroke that you're doing, and you're turning the brush from the thick to the thin. So this is a really great example of when we come off the tree, even if they're spindly branches, you see how they get thick and then thin as they go out? And then you see all the sub branches and they become so delicate. Look at, I mean, that is just really special. So you're doing a lot of really fun things that I think that, yeah, it's, well, I should ask you, Nyla, but I feel like it's a matter of pushing the brush down and then slowly picking it up. And if it's a square brush, what you're doing is slowly turning the brush and then lifting it up.
Right. You know, on the flats, you just sort of roll them. And I used different size brushes on those limbs because I don't have the micro control yet. But I did roll from the flat side to the thin side on some of them.
No, I think
like pretty good control.
I was going to say, you have more than my control. I don't think you'll ever see these spindly branches in my paintings. All right, let's also look at who were we talking about earlier? Manjay's painting, about that transition, right? Where it's the bright, bright yellows and then the oranges. That works here, right? Where the light's coming through. And then you see when we get away from the light source, you get these more subtle transitions. And look at this transition. Bright, 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 bright. Cooler, 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 cooler. You can't even tell where this transition's happening.
That's
right?
gorgeous. Yes.
Isn't that so, I mean, that is so delicate. And then you have the light rolling across the top of these trees coming through. Yeah, this is wonderful. Yeah, my only advice would be probably to cool down some of the darks in here, and maybe it is in the original painting. Yeah, and then there's a dock right here, which I'm thrilled you took out because it's not necessary. It just, would break up the scene. I don't know why I never thought of that. And then the texture. So we talked about foreground and texture, right? In different brushwork. So you can see how here we've got blended lines, soft edges. And then in here we get these soft or sharper, more textural edges. But what's amazing, without drawing too much attention, because our focus is still here, is this texture in the bark.
Yeah, beautiful.
I don't even know how you've done this, really. Like,
I tell her that was amazing, and I still think it's so amazing. I love it.
yeah, I think this is one of the reasons I haven't painted this scene, is because the focus for me in my photo is often here because there's so much going on. This is one of those peely tree, kind of birchy tree bark things. And it's just so dynamic, but you somehow muted it, kept it earthy and related to all the other colors, where in the photo there's a lot of blue, grays and stuff going on. Yeah, what were you thinking in that area, Nyla?
I was thinking that the light was hitting some of that area that was lighter. And so I tried to put a little bit of the kind of goldy brown into that area. My office looks across the road at a number of trees that have lichen on them. And I find myself looking at that and studying it and how the light hits it and all during the day when I've gotten my work done and just have a spare time to look. And I love trees, you know that. So
Very well done.
It's wonderful. Yeah, I've liked so many of your paintings, and this is just a kind of I think this is almost like a third style of painting I've seen from you. You have your ultra detailed, you have your more tonalist, kind of heavy, which I really like. And now this is a new style. This is like almost like you're almost bringing in tonalism a little bit and luminism into your work. And that's really interesting.
that's the direction I would like to go, sort of like you say, an illuminated tonalist.
Yeah. Yeah, I think there's a lot of neat things going on here. This is really
I love
fun.
your water.
Yeah.
Yeah, the water's beautiful.
How big is it?
Everything about it's beautiful.
This one is 18 by 24.
Oh, it's a good size one. All right, good job.
Nice.
That's really cool. Now, this is a lot of fun to see. Yeah, and it kind of makes me sad that I've always loved this photo that I took, and I've never painted it yet. So maybe you will inspire me.
Before we leave, can I show you my painting again? Michael?
Yeah.
Did you
yeah,
glaze
sure.
it?
Yep, I did.
Okay, stop share. Give me 1 second. Give me 1 second.
Okay.
Don't hold it up yet.
Okay.
You got to do the dramatic reveal.
Okay.
Ta-da!
Like they do on TV. Tell
There we
me
go.
when-
Does everybody see Linda?
Oh, yes.
Oh, that turned.
Yeah.
What a difference.
Wow, looks like a different
That's it.
paint.
Very nice.
Just a
You
little.
can hold it back
open-
just a couple inches so it
It
focuses.
really looks like a moon now.
Oh,
It sure
yes.
It really
does.
does. Yeah.
Nice.
Yes,
Moon
That's
glow.
wonderful, Linda.
Thank you.
Great.
I think that's one of your prettiest paintings.
Thank you.
Yeah, there's a subtlety in there that's really neat.
Is it too dark?
No.
Because I darkened the mountain back in this area.
No,
To
that's
make
good
it-
because you're
To make
focusing.
the, I
yeah.
wanted
Good.
the head of the path and the moon in this area was what I wanted you to look at.
Exactly, and that's what I feel
Yeah.
it does.
But
Nyla, what does your granddaughter say?
She just
Totally
came
looks like
in.
Granddaughter, grandson, I don't know.
This is
Thank you. Thank you, Michael.
first
Thank
great
you,
grand.
everyone.
on it.
All right. Well, let's go out on a high. What do you guys say?
Woohoo.
Yeah.
let's check out Regini's painting.
Oh,
Ready?
Oh, yeah.
Ready.
Wow.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Oh my God,
That is
Regina.
so gorgeous.
Jeannie, you are amazing.
Oh,
I love it, Virginia.
Regina,
Wow.
you need to
Thank
come visit me, girl.
Yeah, is that based on one of Linda's painting
Yeah,
photos?
it is Linda's
Yeah.
photographs
That's,
and it's the sunset.
that's the silver bell and the start of the sawtooths.
Okay, so I will tell you the obvious thing. What's working here is the grays versus purity, right? It's
Yeah.
so again, when we go back to how do we create glow, it's bright versus dark or light versus dark.
Yeah.
It is warm versus cool, and is purity versus gray. And what Regini has done magnificently, because even these are dark, the lights are dark.
Yeah.
It is purity versus gray, or warm versus cool. And these are not blues, these are not greens, these are grays. These are grays, these are grays, these are grays, these are grays. Right? If I asked you, Beverly Drew, what color is this? Right? You'd be like, I hate you, I don't know. If I asked Gail Riggins, what color is this? Gail would say, I hate you, I don't know. If I asked Linda Morgan O'Connor, what color is this? And they're all, what your answers are all going to be is ishes, right?
Yeah.
Greenish, grayish,
Purplish.
purplish, bluish, brownish, goldish, right? And then if I asked you, what are these colors? Then the answer is much more direct.
Yeah.
Right? Even though they're still kind of dirty,
Yeah.
meaning a little, they're not as pure as they could be, but they're earthy and wonderful and realistic. And right? Is that how you guys would describe the magic in this painting?
Yeah.
It's magical. She's captured it just perfectly.
That little touch of lighter yellow in the clouds above the sun.
Yes.
Right there.
Lovely touch.
And I bet you if I isolated that and put it into Photoshop, those are not very pure colors. Like if I compared that to a real yellow,
Yeah.
they're still dull, but because everything else is more neutralized, more earthy, more gray, these colors feel just really vibrant and bright, but at the same time, not garish.
Yeah.
Like I think any one of us has the ability to paint a sunset if we're willing to paint with kids' colors, right? Bright, colorful, out of the tube, bright colors, rainbow colors. None of these colors on this whole painting are out of the tube. Not one. Does that make sense? They're all neutralized or affected by other colors, but yet there's a hierarchy of saturation, there's a hierarchy of temperature, there's a hierarchy of value. All right, Regina, now you describe it.
See, I like the sky, but I feel my foreground should have been a little bit lighter. And the distance here also should have been a little bit lighter. That's what I think. And the trees have not come that good. So I have to work on that. What do you think?
I think you didn't listen to any of my compliments.
Yeah.
I think it's perfect. Don't touch it, Regina.
No.
Okay.
It's
No, it is. I understand. And again, I know Regina, we've been painting together for years now. And I know, Regina, this is probably uncomfortable for you. The fact that everything is subtle and subdued. And again, just all you have to do is look over Regina's color, shoulder at those turquoises and pinks and reds. And I love those paintings. I absolutely love everything Regina does for the most part, except for that one painting. Ugh. And but this to me is so subtle and definitely handed. And
You could
yeah,
start-
if you want to make it more
you could
colorful,
start now.
if you want to make it more vibrant,
Yeah, later.
easy
later.
peasy. You can just, not a problem. But I really like the subtlety, and I really like seeing you challenge yourself in this way. Not that I don't like the other paintings, but I think this just opens up a whole new area of your toolkit.
Mhm.
You know, again, I'm just offering you tools. This
Yeah.
just shows that you have twice as many tools as you had before.
Yeah,
Beautifully subtle.
yeah. Thank
It really is.
thank you.
Virginia,
Uh,
when I saw this one, I was absolutely amazed because I know how light and airy and gorgeous your skies always are. And I thought, wow, he can even do brooding skies.
Yeah,
I
there's
love
there's a
it.
restraint here, right? There's a
Mhm.
sense of control. Yeah, and I mean, it'd be nothing for you to bring a couple bright colors across that you know how to do effortlessly. I feel like this takes more work on your part. And what I would urge you to do, beg you to do, is to not paint on it.
Oh.
I would very much think that you should set this aside, put it against your other paintings, and just say, look what I can do. I can do the brightest of skies, and I can do these moody, dull skies also.
What's the reference for this look like?
A reference here, it is in the reference photos. I didn't put Linda's. No, it is in the reference photos in the backside.
Okay.
Well, I was just
But
thinking.
I just want to show you guys really quickly before we tune off. We've only been here 2 hours too long already. Even this one for Regini, we talked about this a couple of weeks ago. This is actually a very dull painting for Regini. Like these colors are already muted and earthy for Regini. I don't know if we can go back a ways and see some of the, yeah, how brilliant. We know that Regini can do this. So it's like those music singing shows where we know that you can sing opera, and now all of a sudden you just sang, you know, something subtle and calm. And it's so nice to see that you're developing a huge range in your paintings now, a huge skill set that you can do whatever it is you want. And I think, again, in my painting classes, I don't expect you guys to paint masterpieces or, you know, finished full paintings. But we already know that you can paint vibrancy when you want to. You can paint super high dynamicism. Is that the right word? So it's really fun to see your range. Am I clear on that, or does that sound silly?
No, I understood.
I love her choice of palette when she's painting a more softer sky. She chooses such appropriate colors. That second painting down was just a completely different palette, and it just made so much sense. It was so harmonious. The one with the puffy clouds and the low horizon.
Yeah, no, I agree. I'm just looking through to show some of you who haven't seen her previous work. Like, look where she can go if she wants to. She can paint completely blue paintings.
Wow. Wow.
But look at that. I mean, that just, it's so neat to just say, look at the tools Regini has. You know, as Regini continues to explore, and I think they're almost always sky paintings, which is such a beautiful focus, right? Yeah, man. I think Regini and Graham have to have a show together at some point.
Definitely.
Sky show.
Yeah, exactly. The sky show. Exactly. Okay.
Yes.
Fantastic. You guys, there's nobody else I would rather spend 8 hours of my day with twice a week.
That's good because you're stuck with us.
Yeah, exactly.
You've got a
now I
week
have to
off
go-
though.
Now I have to go hang out with my daughter in Boston for a week.
Oh, what a shame.
Anyways, I'm gonna stop share.
Yeah.
Wow.
Thanks, Michael. Thanks, everybody.
Oh,
Yes, been a wonderful.
Been fantastic.
Trying to figure out how to, oh, there it is. Okay. Anyways, so do you guys see the group, everybody?
Yeah.
You guys are fantastic.
that's
I really do feel like I say this every class on the 7th day, you know, it's like going home in the school bus after camp. We're all singing the camp songs and we're all crying and promise we'll stay in contact. And you guys are fantastic. This was such a fun adventure together.
It
And
was.
yeah, I really do appreciate it. I appreciate your guys' hard work very much. If you continue with me in the future, I just, you know, I love seeing like Michelle Walsh finished, unfinished painting and just the ideas going through and the sketches. And, you know, it's, some of you are going to make more complete paintings. Some of you are just working on ideas and thoughts. And the main thing, again, is if you go home with 1 to 2 ideas from this whole 7 weeks that sticks with you, it's something you want to continue to push, or if you're Eloise, torture your kids with, that's fantastic. And yeah, I have so much fun and I learned so much from you guys, not only when you're torturing me while I'm painting demos, while we're having discussions and you're asking me questions and all of it. So anyways, I had a blast. I will take 1 week off, be in Boston, go hang out with my daughter and her roommates, and we'll be right back to it. So I hope many of you as want to or are capable of joining me. I just checked this morning. I think there's 12 of you. So most of you are joining me. I hope you all would if you want to. And yeah, this is great. And anyways, even if you don't, come to our Thursday groups. I don't want to lose our community. I want you guys to continue to help each other, support each other, and yeah, you guys are fantastic. Thank you so much. Regina?
Yeah, I will be joining next session, but I won't be able to attend the first class because I'm also going to Boston.
Oh, that's funny. I'll probably be staying at your house. So no, that's great. Yeah, if you're not able to attend, as always, the videos are recorded.
Yeah.
As long as you guys remind me to push record. And yeah, no problem at all. The next one will be a little bit of a return to basics. And then in the winter terms, I've designed 2 classes that are, again, going back to color. We'll be doing a little more color chart work, which is, it feels like work, but I know for like people like Linda Morgan O'Connor, who actually has done the charts, and Lima Murata, who's also done the studies and things, you guys can vouch that this is really important and fun work that feels busy, but at the same time will help your work forever. And
I'll be back for the color class.
Michelle, it was so nice to finally get to have you the whole class. And your adorable little hand warmer of a dog. What's the dog's name?
That's Gingy. I have another one back here that's Bella.
Bella
Yeah.
and Gingy. All right. Well, I look forward to seeing them again this winter. We'll
Yeah.
all wish we had hand warmers on our lap. And
Yeah.
yeah, do you guys have anything else? Any questions, any comments before we sign off for a week break?
Just thank you very, very much. And it's been a blast. It's been absolutely great.
Yeah.
Lovely to meet you all.
Michael.
Thank you, and have a good trip.
No,
Thank
In a
you.
couple of weeks.
Bye
All
bye.
right, guys.
Bye.
I'll get the
everybody.
videos posted in the next couple hours, and you guys this was a treat. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Bye. Bye, everybody.
Bye-bye. See you in a couple weeks.
Everybody.